Well, everyone, the M4 iPad Air has just officially came out, so you might be wondering exactly how to use this particular iPad. Now, luckily for you, it's a very basic type of iPad to use, but there's a lot of really cool features built inside. Now, for starters, number one, this particular iPad on the front side is giving you a very good, beautiful display. On the top, depending on how you're holding it, you're going to have your front-facing camera either this way, it's going to be this way regardless. Wherever the power button, the Touch ID sensor is, it's on that side of your particular iPad. So realistically speaking, the proper way to hold your iPad is going to be this way with the front-facing camera up at the top, although you can use it the other way as well. On the top left corner, you'll have your Touch ID sensor, your power button. You'll have your speaker grills on the left side, and then you'll also have your USB Type-C port on the right side. That's going to be the port where you can actually go through and charge it up. And then on the back side, you're basically going to be able to have your camera up here, then your Apple logo. You also have an accessory port right at the bottom that allows you to go ahead and connect certain accessories up to your iPad. If you're using like a Magic Keyboard or anything like that, a certain case, that will go and be able to be connected, automatically, but this is that accessory port. Then you have that USB Type-C port right over here. Now, when you actually fully turn on your iPad, you can always turn it on just by going through and basically holding down this Touch ID sensor up at the top. The big thing to keep in mind though here for the most part is that with this particular iPad, you do have your standard type of display on the front. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, when you first power it on, so when you first turn it on, you'll be presented into your particular lock screen. So this is what the lock screen basically looks like. So you'll have this standard type of lock screen right here. Now, you can realistically turn it on also by just tapping onto the display like this. So you have a few different ways to basically, kind of turn it on. Now, in your lock screen, this will always kind of house your time. Your date and your time will basically be up there. You'll have your standard type of display right over here, and any notifications that you get will show up right over here. So any notifications, anything like that, will show up right inside of this particular panel. You can also edit up your lock screen as well just by holding down on the lock screen like this. So it tells you unlock to edit, so you can type in your passcode. But you can also just go through, hold down on your lock screen really anywhere, and you'll be able to go through and basically edit up your lock screen this way. So here you can go through and you can tap on your time up here if you want to edit something. You can tap on customize at the bottom right over here. And from here you can go through and tap on the time to change the time layout, the colors of anything. If you want to, you can change this color scheme to something else if you really want to. You can also go on the left side and you can go ahead and add widgets as well. So you can go right over here and you can add certain widgets if you want to onto the other side. So that's also something really cool that you have. If you're ready, you can also just tap on done up at the very top, tap onto the display, and then you can basically just swipe up and then you'll basically be back into your home screen. Now your home screen consists of different widgets, applications, and pages of applications. So at the front screen, you'll basically have your status bar at the top. That'll have your time, your date, as well as your Wi-Fi signal, battery icon, all that stuff on the top right. You'll have a bunch of app icons and widgets and everything right over here. And if you swipe to the left, you'll see more widgets. And if you swipe to the right, you'll see more pages of different applications that you might have. At the bottom, you'll have your dock. The dock will always stay consistent right there. Now, there are some big things to keep in mind. You can move these widgets whichever way you want to. So you can go through and hold down on a widget like this, and you can move that widget wherever you want to. Same thing with applications. You can move that application wherever you want to, even on a different page. You can move that whichever way. You can also remove widgets and applications entirely. You can tap on a widget like this and you can remove those widgets. And you can kind of go from there and kind of really see what's going on. That is an option that you basically have there as well that I recommend kind of thinking about. Now, you also, if you swipe all the way to the right side, you'll have your app library. So your app library will basically have all the different applications that you have on your iPad. Not all your applications will be on this page. Some of them will be on this page. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, that kind of covers up your layout. Now, maneuvering around your iPad is a very interesting thing too. So if you want to open up an application, you can just tap on an application like this, and you'll basically be able to come into this particular, page. Now, if you swipe up, you'll basically come into your standard, home screen. So you can tap inside of a particular application like this, and you can swipe up to basically come home. So open up an app and then swipe up and you'll basically come home. You can also maneuver between applications as well. So let's say I open up the Safari browser, then I open up the App Store, and let's say I want to go back to that previous application. Well, I can go through and I can swipe in between these applications just like this without having to open up, go back home, and then go to the other one. I can use that little bar at the bottom and swipe between, and that is a really easy, cool thing that I can do as well. Now, another thing is split screen multitasking on your M4 iPad Air. This is a really cool feature that allows you to be using like two different applications at the exact same time. Now on an iPad, it's a little different nowadays on iPadOS 26 because you can have split screen or windowed apps. So to get started, you can open up an application like the App Store, for example, and I can swipe up from the bottom a little bit and open up my dock, and I can go ahead and grab one of these applications over. Like I can go ahead and grab, this application right here, and I can bring that over into my, other side. So I can bring that to the side of my iPad here, and I can drag and drop it. Now sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but you can see that I could theoretically do that. So if I open up the Safari browser, I open up another application right here, and I go and drag and drop this one, you can do that most of the time. Now, you might also want to go through and actually do a windowed app. Now, if you do that instead, if you swipe up like this, you can hold down on an application like this, and you can go ahead and tap onto the new window button right here, and that'll open up this application in a new window. So you do have that type of capability here too. You can open up multiple windows if you want to. You can also go through and drag and drop an application over another one. So if you go inside of your recents panel like this, you can hold down on an application and you can drag it over another application. So I can go like this, I can drag it over another app, and you should also be able to split screen that way as well. So you have a few different ways of kind of doing it. Again, it's really up to you depending on how you kind of want to do it, but that is an example of how you basically go ahead and do it for the most part. Now, on top of that, you might also want to be able to go through and screenshot on your particular iPad as well. Now, screenshotting on your M4 iPad Air is very, very basic. All you're going to have to do here is find your Touch ID sensor, which should be in the top left corner right up here, as well as that little volume down button. So the power button right up here and that volume down button right up here. If you go through and just hold down and tap onto those buttons, you should be able to see your iPad go and take a screenshot. And when it actually does that in the bottom left corner, you'll actually be able to see this type of, kind of pop-up come up in the bottom left corner. If you tap on that, that will actually go ahead and show you your, cropping panel. So from here, you can actually crop down a particular screenshot or image or anything like that. You can also go through and you can basically, draw on it too if you want to. You can draw usually on it. You can kind of change the opacity. There's a lot of different cool things you can basically do here. So that's a really nice thing you have the capability of doing here for the most part. And if you're done, you can just click Save and click Save to Photos. Another thing you might want to be trying to do as well is screen recording. So you can screen record on your iPad as well, just by swiping down in the bottom right corner, and you should look out for a screen recording toggle. If you don't see it, tap on the plus button right up here. So tap on the plus button right up here, click on Add a Control, and you should be able to see that screen recording toggle right over here. Tap on that, and then that'll get added. From here, you can basically click on that screen recording toggle, and that will go ahead and start screen recording on your M4 iPad Air 8. So you can see right here, I'm basically scrolling through, I see this iPad, and from here, you're basically going to be good to go. So now, if you want to stop the recording, in the top right corner, you should be able to see that little red icon. Tap onto that red icon, tap on stop, and you should be able to stop the recording right over here. So now what you can do is you can go ahead and tap onto these photos applications right over here, and you should be able to go ahead and see this particular photo, this like screen recording that you just made. You should be able to go and see that right over here, and that's all you're really going to have to do. So you can see it, I have it right over here, and this is that screen recording. And from here, I can share it out and do whatever I want to do with it. Now, the last thing I want to show you is basically attaching an Apple Pencil to your M4 iPad Air. Now, the way to attach an Apple Pencil to here is actually very basic. It supports the Apple Pencil 2 as well as the Apple Pencil Pro. So if you have one of those types of Apple Pencils, even the latest generations, the ones that connect via a magnet, those will all work here. So to get started, you want to flip your iPad to the side, and you want to go and find the side where it has that little connection port. So there should be one side of your iPad that has this connection port up here. you want to grab that Apple Pencil that you have and you want to place it at the very top of that particular iPad. So go ahead and grab that Apple Pencil, place it at the top of that particular iPad, and that will allow you to basically go through and actually fully connect your Apple Pencil to your M4 iPad Air. So it's a pretty easy process. It doesn't really take too much time to go ahead and do that, but that is just one other thing you're basically going to have to do. So if you want to attach an Apple Pencil to your M4 iPad Air, that is basically going to be the main process of essentially doing that. That's another very big thing I'd recommend doing. Now, the only other thing I'd recommend kind of thinking about too is basically just updating your iPad. So you can usually do that by just clicking on the settings application. I'd recommend actually everyone to get used to the settings application, but swiping through and basically understanding all these different components and everything. But the big one would basically be under general, and then tapping on software update, and then going through and actually updating your particular iPad. That's also going to be, I think, another really important big thing I'd recommend every single person to do as well, is just to update your iPad as often as you can. So in terms of that basically covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.